Chapter 9 Island Time. You've probably heard the phrase island time. This is supposed to mean that one's relationship to time changes on an island. That in beachy places, one should exist free from normal time's shackles. Implied is a nonchalant disregard for schedules and promptness. On island time, casual is in vogue, and being uptight will get you voted straight off the island. If you want to know what island time sounds like, just have a listen to Margaritaville. It may be the cliche of cliches, but no one can deny that Jimmy Buffett's music has an island time signature. Salt Life, which was created as an advertising gimmick and now appears on a gazillion cheesy bumper stickers and pieces of merchandise, is a related concept. If you're a beach bum, addicted to sea and sun, and your life adheres to island time, you can be said to lead a salt life. Tourists love to pretend they're on island time, but any local worth his salt knows visitors to the island are really on borrowed time. They get drunk like clockwork, punching into inebriation as if going to a job. They act spontaneous with careful planning. They hunch in their beach chairs with the ocean stretched out in glorious pastels before them, texting away like blind chickens pecking. Or they forego the beach altogether, orbiting around their vacation rental's pool as if terrified of getting sand between their toes. Some tourists are so horrified of the sun, they armor themselves against it. They slather synthetic sunblocks with a 100 SPF rating over every inch of their skin. They wear sun hats and long-sleeve shirts even while swimming. Like vampires, they only emerge from indoors in the evenings after the sun goes down. I have a relative who behaves this way. Let's call him Clive. He's in his early 70s and has had a couple non-lethal skin cancers surgically removed. These experiences, accompanied by his dermatologist's dire warnings about sun exposure, have practically turned Clive, who used to love being outdoors, into a shut-in. When he visits our small island, if he does go out, he scurries from building to car and car to building like a hunted animal. The situation makes me sad, but it also infuriates me. I've tried to explain to Clive that modern medicine's recommendations actually cause many of the conditions they purport to prevent. That when it comes to health, a lot of the right people have said a lot of wrong things. That most sunblocks are highly carcinogenic. That what they really block is your vitamin D production, potentially leading to serious health consequences. I've attempted to impress on Clive that the majority of melanomas occur on areas of the body that rarely even see sunlight, such as the bottoms of the feet. I've even shown him studies proving that people with regular sun exposure tend to be much healthier in a variety of ways than their heliophobic counterparts. But it's no use. You see, I'm a relative, and therefore stupid. Clive wouldn't listen to me if I trotted out a medical license. He'll go to his grave, pale as Boo Radley. The island vibe may be strong, but it takes far longer than a week's vacation to detox the outside world's hogwash through your pores. While some may enter island time in less than a year, others can take as long as a decade. I needed nearly 3 years to wash the stench of so-called civilization off me. I know people who have been here far longer and still reek of it. Besides island time, the state of mind, one must also consider island time, the literal diurnal rhythm of life in a place like this. There are considerations one has living on an island that simply don't apply to other locales. For example, in the high season, you never leave the island on Saturday, unless you enjoy being stuck in bumper-to-bumper tourist traffic for hours. Sunday may be the first day of the week in the outside world. But on island time, the week starts Saturday with the mass exodus of sunburnt tourists in the morning and the mass influx of their pasty doppelgangers in the afternoon, bottlenecking the island's lone bridge in one direction or another for intolerable stretches. Other special rules apply to Saturday. If you need to go grocery shopping, do it early, because as soon as the tourists arrive in the afternoon, they decimate the local stores like starving Venezuelan shoppers stocking up for their week at the beach. I'd rather be imprisoned inside Walmart on Black Friday than take on that zombie horde. You can almost hear the tourists approaching before they get here, like a swarm of locusts descending on these shores. The herd mentality is nearly palpable. Tourists aren't people, they're sheeple, and they're going to eat all the food on your island. Oddly, Saturdays are a good day for dining out. Exhausted from their long journeys from the Midwest and the various Jesuses, tourists tend to eat in when they first arrive. But you can forget having pizza delivered unless you call in your order at least 2 hours in advance. Even then, you may go hungry. Island time also affects how one interacts with the natural world. Dark skies and thunder don't mean you should stay in. Since thunderstorms could circle your dry location all afternoon, they mean you should go out if you feel like it, because otherwise there's a good chance you're just wasting your time. Finally, those of us on island time always keep the mosquitoes in mind. The alligator gets all the glory, but in my opinion, the mosquito should be the island's mascot. Mosquitoes are an integral part of life here. They emerge from the woodwork at dusk in droves and are at their most vicious for about an hour, buzzing in ears and feasting on ankles, at which point they gradually fade into the background of night as merely an occasional nuisance. This means that rather than setting up an evening rendezvous based on clock time, as in the outside world, here, on island time, you can simply ask, shall we meet before or after the mosquitoes?